Let's see what we got going on. It says that we're live.
All right.
Oh, okay now. All right. It say we live everywhere. Welcome once, welcome twice, welcome in the name of Jesus Christ.
Hey, hey,
It's
hey.
Friday. Uh, I think on some years ago, a long, long time ago, Friday meant something different. Toy.
It is.
Listen, I can't even remember them days. I feel like, girl, I'm sleepy. Time about we finna go out or go do something else. I'm
Listen,
sleepy outside in these streets.
I was at friend in the club by peer pressure, and I was over in the corner watching everybody else trying not to go to sleep. So I
Were
wasn't
you
in there.
really?
I was.
That is hilarious. You can't be that friend.
I
Well,
was
I know
at.
I'll be that friend now. You know the funny thing is while we went out of town with my for we did a family road trip. We was going to Tanja and my daughter and son wanted to go to they was going to the club, they was go to a bar. So we went to walk with them, they daddy. And he was gonna get something to eat. Child, we ended up in it was I guess it was a bar, but it was an outside thing.
Uh-huh.
I laughed because people kept coming up to her trying to talk to her, and it was weird because they was like, who is this? Like my brother, my parents. It's like your parents. Look, your parents. Say what now? It was so funny because everybody was like, let me turn this light on. They was like your parents.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
my parents.
Let me see if I can take a minute to invite some people so they'll know that we are
Okay.
live. I'm trying to figure it out. So, how was your day, Miss? I'm sorry, Dr. Latoya Wells. How was your day?
Latoya's fine. It was good. It was good. A very emotionally charged day, but it was good. I had today off,
Th-
so
we like days off. I
right.
didn't.
So I got to do some things that I needed to do, and yeah, I made some chicken noodle soup. So
I
this one,
I need some of that.
I'll bring you some.
Listen, how about my daughter made some jambalaya, jambalaya with greens
Uh-huh.
or something like that.
Hmm. I
And
good. Did you like
huh?
it? Did you like it?
I haven't had it. She
Awesome.
asked me was I going to come over, and I was like, well, she just did I did live. I said not right now. She told me I was lame. She want me to try it. I may go after we finish or whatever. But child, I'm wondering how that's gonna taste.
I've had it before. It's pretty good.
Really? Did you
Yeah.
make it or did you buy it?
No, there's a lady at church that makes it, and she just kind of puts like all kinds of stuff in there, and it's really good. And she makes this hot water cornbread like cakes, and you gotta mix up the cornbread and the greens. It's good.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's like that old school where you sop it up.
Yep. But you gotta like mush it with your fingers, and then you eat it with your fingers. You can't eat it with a fork. It don't taste right. It don't taste the same with when you're eating it with a fork.
I've heard that before, but I'm just gonna tell you, I'm not that person.
I am.
Um, look, my voice. Say your voice is like a man. I know, child. That's what happens when you have triplets.
Who said
But
that?
somebody on YouTube.
Oh.
My voice is like a man. I
Oh.
get that. I get that actually a lot when I'm on social media, like like people that don't know me personally. I get that kind of stuff a lot.
Yeah. Funny story.
Look, oh my God, look at the comments. So this person said hi. This one says your voice is like a man's with an S, and this one said gay black woman. Nancy, no, honey, I am married with 5 children, and me having triplets is the reason why this voice is deep. So get you some, Nancy. Okay? Ain't nothing gay over here. I got a whole husband.
Right.
Girl, listen, they don't want me to be they want me to be politically correct. But my voice got deep when I was pregnant with the triplets because of the level of testosterone I had for so long carrying multiples. So I'm probably more woman than you would ever know. Cause I don't know if you know nobody that had 3 at one time. And had my son that morning vaginally and my girls 10 hours later, C-section. So yeah, unless you can find somebody like that, Nancy, I ain't got nothing for you. But anyway, um, we're coming on tonight to just talk about wife life stuff.
Mhm.
I'm sure we'll have more comments like this wonderful stuff on the side. But Toya and I have been friends now. How long, Toya?
Oh, I don't even remember. I don't even remember.
I know our kids were it's before high school,
Middle, elementary.
el- elementary. Y-
Wasn't no middle school.
So we have children that are okay. So my children are. I have a son that's 30. I have triplets that are 26, and my baby will be 20 in a couple of days.
Wow. And so I have 31, 29, and 25.
What? Say it. Wait a minute. You said what? What age were you?
31, 29, and 25.
Wow.
Yeah.
That I just remember them as babies, and now we're talking about these are all adults.
Full grown adults. They're adult
And,
adults.
and you know, so this is part of what we're talking about because Toy and I have gone from parenting, being well, learning how to be wives, being okay, so being wives, being mothers, going through elementary, middle school, high school, and now we have adults, young adults. We can't say adult children, but young adults,
Yeah.
and we're talking about what it feels like to go through perimenopause,
Uh,
to shout out anything else you know, Tori. 'Cause I'm like just being blah, not knowing what to do with yourself
right.
after spending your entire life raising children.
Right. And I know for me, I started having kids young, right? So I had my son when I was 17.
Oh wow!
I had him in March. I turned 18 in May. And
So you've been a mama for
so,
a long time.
right, I've been a mom for a long time. And that's just who I thought I was. Like, and you have kids, you get married, and your wife, you're a mom. But then when those transitions begin to happen, you're like, okay, well, who am I really?
Right? Are you 50 yet?
No, I'm 49.99.
49.99. That is hilarious. I'm just doing the math. So if you're 49 and you had your baby at 17, well, you've been a mother for 32 years out of 49.
Yeah. Hmm.
That's a lot of years to just be a mother.
Right.
And the one of the things I'm having a difficult time with, and I've not been a mother as long as you have, obviously. But how who am I
Who am I
now?
now?
Who am I now that I don't have children to attend to? What do I like to do? What makes me happy? What's my
That
happy
was
place?
that was a hard season for me, and I was I was praying one morning and I was journaling, and it just hit me that like this girl about to be gone tomorrow. She's about to leave in a year. And I literally started grieving her before she even left to go to college.
Before she left,
And so it was almost as if Holy Spirit was like, okay, it's coming. I need to prepare your heart and your mind for it. And I didn't listen.
right,
I didn't listen because I wasn't ready. My heart wasn't ready to accept that my baby is getting ready to go to school. And so I began to like get sad and mourn her a whole year before she left to go to Howard. And when she left,
before college.
before college, a whole year before she left to go to college. I
Wow,
grieved her and grieved her leaving. And when she left to go to Howard, you're busy getting them ready for senior year. She was a student athlete, so all the stuff that goes with that, you're so busy with that. But once the stillness hits you, and I'm in this big house, and my husband was traveling for work back then. He still is, but that's when he first started traveling. So we left taking her to school, came home, and he went traveling, and I was home by myself.
So let's stop right there because that's a lot. You when you I said lose your child when your child goes to college, that's a transition. And but you said you started grieving a year early.
Yeah, I did. I was just like, I was journaling and praying one morning. I was sitting at the side of my bed, and it just hit me. I'm like, Lord, she's getting ready to leave. In like a year, she's gonna be gone. And my heart just got so sad because I'm really close with all of my kids, but her being the youngest, she's been in the house, for the
Yes,
longest with
yes,
us while everybody else was gone.
yeah,
And while my husband traveling, she and I would go and do when he was working, it was me and her. And so I'm
yeah.
like, what am I gonna do when she's not here? So much so, I never picked out my glasses. Tamar or my husband picked out my glasses. So the first time I had to go and pick out glasses, I had a full-fledged meltdown in the eyeglass,
Breakdown.
a full-fledged in eyeglass
Wow.
girl on Colonial in Ocoee, because I was like, I don't know how to do this. And I left. I ended up leaving. And it wasn't until she came home from her break that we went and got glasses. Because I couldn't do it.
I ain't gonna talk about you to your face.
You can talk about it. That's what friends do, right? We talk
And
about it.
I, well, especially us. And that's one thing I do value about our relationships. We are able to have conversations, um, difficult ones.
Mm-hmm.
We went through a transition where we kind of fell out a little bit, but we had to have some difficult conversations and be real. And I had to learn you, and you had to learn me. That was
Yeah.
all a part of transitioning with motherhood and wifehood and wifeship or whatever you want to call it, and then learning how to maneuver as Angela and as Toya. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
It and when you have other people, I keep ready about to kick this chair again. When you have other people involved, you're trying to learn how much is Toya, how much is Angela, how much is somebody else. And I thank God that our relationship is where it is now because we need each other in this season.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
real, for
And
real.
and I can say that was a tough season.
That
Like
was tough.
that was hard when that blow up happened. It was hard, and I'm just grateful to God because He knew what each of us needed.
Right, right.
And I tell this story often, especially when I'm
Really?
talking to my patients about depression. Sitting right here in this very room, the couch was in a different position, but you called me out when I couldn't see that I was dealing with depression. And that was the one thing that started that healing journey for me. And
Hmm.
so, I understand that not all friendships are forever and there's seasons to everything. But
Right,
I think we have to understand that there are seasons where we're going to be really close. We're going to be talking every day. And then there
right.
are seasons where we have to pull back because our focus is on something else. But that
Yes.
doesn't mean that we're any less friends because we don't talk every day.
Yeah.
Me and you don't talk every day. And if
Right.
I need you, all I got to do is send up the back girl saying, hey, and I know
Right,
you're going to
right.
be there. Right. And so that's what adult friendships look like, the transitioning, the
They
ebbs
should
and
look they
flows.
should look like.
Well, yeah, it should look like that. And so, there are some friendships that have ended because we didn't survive those transitions,
Hmm.
you know?
I am let's talk about the phase of depression because we both went through a phase.
Mhm.
Um, but I remember when you were in that phase, God spoke to me so clearly. And it was a Thursday night because our Bible study on Thursday night.
Mhm.
And I was going to Bible study, and God said, she needs you now. And it was such a press, like a weight. And I was thinking, like, well, what am I going to do? Like, she's not admitting that she is in this place. She's like, because you were like, I'm good. I know, I just don't feel like it. I don't want to eat. I don't want this. And I was thinking, like, you don't want to eat for days? That's what we're doing now? Look, for
No, I
days?
want to give it days.
Look, days. I was like, who doesn't want to eat for days? And so getting over there, like the anxiety when you know what you're coming against them can come because we deal
Mhm.
with anxiety. I do anyway.
Hmm.
Of the unknown, because I was like, what if she, because you weren't really receptive of what I was saying. I was trying to find a way to say it, and you just kind of like, I'm good. This is how I am right now. And when I came, I was like, I was even walking up to the door, like, Lord, what do I say? And I don't remember what song it was, but he told me to sing this song. He said, hold her, and as you hold her, I will hold her and embrace her and sing whatever song it was. And I literally felt from the hardness to the breaking. I think that's the first time I ever felt something like that.
There was definitely a breaking that happened that night. Something broke in me, and it was for the better, right? It was for the
Yes.
better because I feel like I have built up this wall around me that I was
Mm-hmm.
trying to keep everybody else out to protect myself. And I don't know if you remember the situation, but it was related to ministry.
Yes, that's
And
hard.
that was like, wow, and all the stuff that went with it. I just, and for me, it was scary because I had dealt with some real tough situations before that. And I was
Yeah.
always able to bounce back. But for whatever reason, I couldn't bounce back in that season. And
Because those were supposed to be the people that love you and nurture you. And that was who you're supposed to go to when you're broken. And if the people that you're supposed to go to when you're broken not only are not there, but they are steady jabbing, I think that's what was making it worse. Because it was a literal grief that I think you were going through. Like
yeah,
you were that was family in a sense.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's like life as I knew it for so many years because we have been in that ministry for 13 years. Literally, my
Yes, Lord.
baby was 6 months old when we went there.
Wow.
And here she is 13, and life as we knew it was completely different. And, having dealt with um, rejection and abandonment issues, all those things just kind of came back up to the forefront. And it was a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot. But I'm grateful for that, for your obedience and your yes in that moment, because it was very pivotal for me and my healing.
Yes. I I remember riding home like, thank you, Lord, for trusting me with that in that moment.
Yeah,
Because if you really trying to live for God, you don't want to fumble the bag.
right.
You don't want to say, God, I messed up because I put my 2 cents in it. God speaks to me prophetically a lot. And in the beginning, when he would tell me something, I would tell what he said, but I added what I thought the rest of it was.
Hmm.
And that's where I would mess up because I was like, he didn't tell me that part. That was me assuming or trying to fill in the
Yeah,
blanks by what I thought I knew.
right.
But when I started to tell just what he said, people were like, how did you know that? And how
Hmm.
did you? I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
when you allow God to use you,
Hmm.
you know, I think society, social media has us where we want to, you know, give these old crazy words. Like everybody on the internet now is a prophet, prophetess, a minister. I laugh because I know quite a few people that do marriage ministry
Hmm.
and their whole platform is marriage and their life is in shambles. And not that God won't use you, but just like when Cedric and I first got married, the first 5, 8 years was horrible.
Hmm.
We couldn't minister to nobody in those times because we had to learn, heal, because we could all read the word of God and I could take it scripture. But when I'm sick of him, do I apply it?
That's the key. The application of it.
I did a video today about submission because in this culture and in society, submission is a bad thing.
Mm.
It is people constantly telling you that I'll submit to him if,
Right.
I'll submit to him when, or
Right.
if you get, I'll follow you if you give me something to lead. And so today I read the scripture and it said that You are to submit. And at the end, that was 23, but 25, 24, 25 said, submit in everything. I was like, everything? I hadn't seen that part. Everything. Wait a minute. Do you know how hard it is to submit to anything for everything?
Right. Yeah.
Because it's times I didn't feel like he knew how to lead.
Right.
I
That's
don't,
not
sometimes I didn't feel like he was leading me. And
yeah.
I'm
That's
like, what do I follow? But God was very intentional with me. You have to submit to him as your husband because just like I'm healing and teaching you and training you, I'm doing the same thing with him. But we often, as women, try to teach them how to be the man,
hmm
and we don't know how to be no man.
we don't want to know nothing about it. But
Even though my voice deep, y'all, and y'all trying to make me be a man. Man.
y'all better leave my friend alone. Leave my
Oh,
friend.
girl, listen. After I've been carded at Krispy Kreme for donuts because they said I was a man. Girl, that was the one. That probably was the one time that got to me when I was at. I was at school over there for Millennia, and I went to Krispy Kreme for somebody else. And I did my order. I was like, yeah, okay, sweetie, thank you. Blah blah blah. I get to the window, and the guy was like, "You a effing man? What? Show me your ID." So, in hindsight, I would have been like, "It doesn't matter what I am. I'm buying donuts." But I
Oh,
was
wait,
so
that
messed up, girl. When I tell you my husband was on his way up there, I was so told, girl, the man had left and he got fired because he admitted to it.
oh wow.
But he basically like he wasn't there when Cedric Thomas arrived.
Yeah,
He was in
that wouldn't have been
he was
good.
in work boots and he was ready.
That wouldn't have been good.
They don't know my husband. Crazy. He got 0 and 100. There's no middle.
No in between.
No in between.
We want to keep him over towards the zero-ish.
Right, the zero.
On that side.
So
But I was
listen.
going to say,
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
we were at dinner last night and the conversation came up about submission. And I don't remember
Ooh.
that conversation, but it's not odd, but it's just coincidental that you would have that live today about submission because I think submission looks different to everybody. But according to the Bible, there's only one true way to submit.
That is just what I said. Let me get that scripture while we talking. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's what I just wanted to say that. But okay,
But
Lord, you
that, but
tell me.
that's the thing. Like the thing that's getting me is you tell me that they have whole lives. First of all, the problem I have with this whole internet live thing is that I was watching a live because I often listen to stuff. I want to see what people's heads are. They had a whole live about submission. The lady was not married and didn't have children, but she was telling people how to be a wife. Well, don't be a wife and don't do this and don't. I'm thinking like, how do you do that? How do you tell me about? Hey, you ain't me here whining.
Don't be fussing at my God, dog.
I'm gonna punch him. How you gonna tell me how to be a wife and you've never been a wife?
Right.
Like, and people follow you. That goes to show you that you can follow anybody. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Anybody.
I
I
can
don't look. I
remember
don't.
someone. I can remember somebody trying to tell me about my husband, and I said, "When you get a husband, then you come talk to me about mine. When you get one, then you can give me some advice about my husband."
You know, I got a young lady who calls me all the time, and she calls me. I'm not sure why. I'm just being honest because you call me, but you call me because you want to tell me what your husband did, but you don't want to change anything.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is him. Everything is his. He did it. She called me and she said I'm about to unalive my husband every time.
Oh.
But she talks to her husband very disrespectful. She
Mm.
makes all her plans without him.
Oh.
All of her plans without him. And then get mad when he is like, well, you're gonna do what you wanna do anyway.
So then, why should I have any say so or any involvement in what you're gonna do? Because you're gonna do what you're gonna do anyway. I
And I
can
told
see.
her, I said, you can't pick and choose when you are a wife. And here's the biggest thing. She's in ministry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm finding, and you can speak to this, whatever you may have seen. You know, it's not just locally, but we look at stuff online. There's a lot of women that are in ministry, but they don't seem to honor their husband in that rightful place.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to find out how does that work or happen.
Part of the conversation last night, one of the ladies, they were in a group setting when they were asking these questions and having this discussion. We weren't having discussion. They were just kind of talking about some of the questions that were asked in that setting. And one of the ladies said, um, I make all the decisions in my household, in my marriage, and that's just how it is. And we both are good with it. And I don't want to have to make all. I don't want to make all the decisions. You know, I don't want to carry all the stuff. I don't want to have to do it all. That's why
Right.
I got married so that we can do this thing together.
Correct.
But I can tell you, from being on my own since I was 16, there was a transition. And this is my second marriage, but there was a transition that I had to make in my thought processes and my thinking
Yeah.
in my heart, because I was quick to tell my husband, I don't need you but for one thing. All the other stuff I can do myself. And if I get creative, I can probably take care of that myself. But it took me some.
Friend.
I didn't just say that on live, did I? But no, seriously, it took me some years to trust. And then the first few years of our marriage was a hot mess. So, on top of all of my abandonment issues and my super independence and me not being able to depend on nobody because nobody ever showed up and this, that, and the other, I brought all of that into this relationship and then marriage, and
Right.
it wasn't a good fit. So it took me a long time to get to the point of, okay, Lord, this what your word say I got to do? Okay.
Listen, I got a story about that. I remember one time I was mad with Cedric and I went off on him. And I was like, I said exactly what you said. I don't need you for anything but one thing. And I left and I went to the gym, me and Chanel. And when I left the gym, I had a flat tire.
Hmm.
So I am sitting on the side of the road. Well, it was a gas station I pulled into. I'm sitting there contemplating life because I do not want to call him. So when I tell you I didn't want to call him, it was bad. I was like, I just told this man off and told him I don't need him for anything.
Now I need him to come change his tire. Did you call him?
Girl, after tarrying for a long time, it was about 45. I just sat there about 40. Chanel's like, Mom, what you gonna do? Shut up. Just sit there. Shut up. Look, you mad with the kids. Shut up. I sat there and I called Cedric. He answered the phone. I said, I have a flat tire. He said, where are you? I told him where I was. Cedric pulled up. He pulled out the nail, put the patch in, used his compressor and pumped my truck up and just drove off.
Mm.
Girl, when I tell you that wasn't a kick in my chest, I'm talking about with both feet.
Wow.
Cause God will make you eat those words when your mouth tell you, I don't need you but for one. Well, God had a way of telling me, no, play, you need it for something else too.
And
I
let me
was so
tell you,
embarrassed.
I can
When I tell
imagine. Let
you,
me tell you how my situation turned. I ended up pregnant on birth control, mind you, right? I'm taking birth control faithfully. This 25-year-old is that 0.1%. She bust her way all the way through birth
all the way
control.
through.
But anyway, I was very high risk and could not work. Ended up in the hospital, threatening to miscarry her, flat on my back. Could not. I had no choice but to depend on him and God. That was a very humbling experience for me. Because mind
Yes.
you, I've always figured it out. I've always gone to work. I've always taken care of myself. I don't need nobody to do nothing for me. In that moment, I needed him for everything. And I needed
Everything.
God for everything. So not only, it was rough. It was
Man,
rough.
listen, but just to think about what we've talked about so far, how we were women that know how to get things done.
Mhm.
And we both told our husband we don't need you but for and God showed us that I will make you eat those words.
Mhm.
Girl, I had to apologize to my husband and it was the most he didn't have to say nothing. I know he wanted to laugh. Cause I probably would be like, I thought you didn't need me. But the
Right.
way he did the way he smooth came up there, changed the tire, and drove off,
Mhm.
he ain't gonna say bye nothing.
No, because you don't need me, remember?
Yeah, listen, you ain't gonna say bye nothing. But moving to children in the house,
Mhm.
and we both okay, so we both have been married before. We both have blended families,
Yes.
which in and of itself is a chore.
Ooh, girl. I'm gonna drink some tea on that one. Mm-hmm.
I need some liquor if I drunk. I don't drink, but I need some liquor if I'm gonna talk about this. Cause baby, let me tell you, we had blended families. I had an ex-husband. He had a son, and we've never separated our children. We just said our children. Period. But
Right.
when you're dealing with mothers, mothers trying to impact their sons or daughters' mindset about you,
Mm-hmm.
boundaries. How do you set them? Who sets them? I know so many people right now that's dealing with a lot just in having blended families. And I would love to do a course. However, it really would would depend on who you got the blended family with.
Right. Because
Cause
some people
some
have blended families and it's seamless, right?
not many.
But then there are some that I know, but then there's others that are
Tumultuous.
hell on wheels. And that was my experience. It was hard. And not only was I getting it from one end, I was having baby daddy drama, baby mama drama, and I'm stuck right in the middle. And all I want to do is just have my little family over here and we good.
So
But
we both had the same thing, remember? Because we had baby mama and I had my ex-husband. So I had the both the same thing too.
yeah, yeah. And that was hard. So much so that I was planning my escape from my marriage. I
Because
was
of the blended family?
yeah, because of the baby mama drama.
Oh
And
wow.
I was just like, I can't do this. And growing up with my dad not really being there, I never wanted to be the ones that came in between him and his daughter. So if
Yeah.
I remove myself from the equation, then you and your daughter can, do what you need to do. But
You know,
um, yeah.
there was a couple that we had back with Black Love, that the wife was giving the husband an ultimatum between him and his child. And I was like, that's never gonna end well with you. You can't give a man an ultimatum for his child.
No,
We gotta learn how to set boundaries. We
right.
gotta we gotta figure out how to work this. But would you want your dad or mom to say, I'm gonna choose this man over my child? Because it was a child, like middle school.
Yeah. No. I know for me and for us, right now, I have the best relationship with my daughter's mom. Like the
Mm.
best relationship. And if I told people everything that we went through, they'd be looking at us like, y'all say what now?
Say what now?
We have the best relationship, and I love her as if she was one of my sisters, and I would do anything for her. And I knew if I needed something from her, all I had to do was pick up the phone and call. So much so, our daughter got into a car accident not too long ago, and both the moms showed up on the scene. You know, and I can't say that if that had been 20 something years, 10 years
Right.
ago, if that would have been the case. But God has a way of working things out. And I'm just
Right.
grateful that we went through what we went through. I don't know why, but we're better for it now.
Well, we never got to that point.
Mhm.
Um, so there was never a relationship with Cedric and
Mhm.
her, not a relationship like dating or boyfriend girlfriend.
Mhm.
And when I came into the picture, he was 5.
Okay.
And so the issue was she still wanted a relationship with Cedric. So it's
Mhm.
always difficult if the person still wants to be with the person,
Mhm.
that you're with. Um, my ex-husband he wanted me to leave Cedric and get back with him. Yeah, no, sir. I'm not gonna be able to do that one.
Yeah, no.
Not at all.
No.
Listen, we were divorced for a reason, sir. I'm sorry.
Right.
But um children are out of the house now.
Mhm.
And so, well, not funny, but my ex-husband and my son's mother are both deceased. So that was another transition as well. Um, because so I don't know if and it's so funny because we're supposed to go live about this blended family on Monday.
Mhm.
The transition, I used to want to do so much for him because I used to watch Lifetime movies
Mhm.
where you had this evil stepmother or somebody who would just like have the person in the closet or something. And I was just like, I never wanted him to feel that way.
Right.
So I would go overboard.
Right.
And Cedric was like, Angie, at some point in time, he will see and make a decision for himself. Because see, Cedric had a stepmother, so he understood that there's a point where you have a transition.
Right.
And I don't know if you had anything like that growing up, or what was your experience with? Did you have a blended family with your mom and your dad, or how was that?
No, it was just my mom and my brothers.
Okay,
So we all have different fathers, but there was no stepfather, things like that, where we had to deal with other people's children or whatever. It's just me, my mom, and my brothers. But for me, like with my ex-husband, then it was him and his wife that like just crazy. So I'm getting it on
raising sand.
both sides. And I'm like, gosh, I just want you to spend time with your son, us to have communication, and that's it, But oddly enough, she and I, the ex-wife, well, my ex-husband's now ex-wife, called me last week, and we had a
Last week,
conversation
wait, last week.
last week. My son still talks to her. Well, our son, because he still calls, she sees him as her son. And so there was some situation happening with our son, and she called me about it. And I saw my phone, and I was like, wait, am I saying this right?
Look, am I asleep?
Am I saying this right?
Right.
We had a conversation, a much needed conversation. Um, and I hope she left that conversation feeling, a little different than when she came, because we would
Right.
talk, but it would be very short and very brief.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, it was very volatile. So,
So you think it was volatile because of what information he shared?
100%. And she divulged that. She told me that, she essentially hated me for what he told her about me. And so, same as the other people in his family, all this stuff he told about me, when it's you, sir, it wasn't me,
Yeah.
So,
There's
but
two
I never,
sides to
I never,
everything.
right, I never defended myself because I didn't feel like I needed to. I said the truth will come out. And that's what I told her. I said, you're going to find out who he is. You're going to see for yourself. And the truth came out big time. But,
As well. Well, you're better. You're bigger than me in that because I always want to defend myself. I always want to, and said it because I was like, you don't have to do. He's saying what you said. The truth will come out, but I'm always like, they lying on me, or they're, I'm always trying to feel like I need to justify, but like, why,
Yeah.
why?
But in my son's eyes, my husband and I were the villains because of
Oh
all the
wow.
things that were shared, were told to him
Mm.
by, his dad and that side of the family about me and my husband.
So,
And
question. Let me let me
yeah,
let me ask. Let me throw this on you. And I know we're just talking. How do you handle that when you have one person trying to set? Because I'm a believer that children should know what's going on.
right.
Like even when you and I had our disagreement and weren't talking, they didn't know anything of this. They knew nothing. I just feel like it's not fair for me to say that's Auntie Latoya, and then when you see them, they'll not act because I done told them or I'm talking about you around them or something. I don't feel
Right.
like that's fair to them.
Right.
And so the same thing with children. I don't feel like it's fair to talk about somebody like that's adult business. That's my
It is.
thoughts.
It is. And so, with all this stuff that happened with me and my ex husband, there was one incident, and that was the last time that we were together. And my son was there for that. That only had to happen one time. We done. It's a wrap.
Yeah.
But I I never told my son any negative. I never said anything negative to him about his dad. I never shared with him all the stuff that I went through. And I actually tried to shield him from a lot of those things.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wasn't ever the one. Well, meanwhile, he's over here telling my son all this stuff about me and my husband and all the stuff that I supposedly did and all of this stuff. And so now I'm having issues with my son. He's not wanting to listen to us. He's being disrespectful and all of this stuff. So much so he was with his dad for the summer and he called me. No, I called him about virtual school or something. And he wanna buff up at me on the phone.
You want to say what? Look. Like people say, say what now?
Say what? Yeah, you got that right. I said, okay, how about this? You come home. Oh, I ain't come home. Okay. I'm about to show up where you at. So I finally got in contact with his dad. I said, I need you to bring him to me now. And the one thing that saving grace was with him, when we back then, guess who was sitting in front of us? Party, the police officer. I was about ready to carry that boy chest in. And I told his dad, I said, you're not making the situation any better. You're
Right.
feeding this fire. You're fueling this. And I don't know what you're saying to him. I said, but I can guarantee you I've never said a negative word about you to
Wow.
this time. And even to this day, I have not, and I won't, because he will see. And he's starting to see now who he really is.
Yeah.
And it's hurtful and it's painful for him to be a 31-year-old man to now be like, you know what? All this time you was lying to me about whatever,
Yep.
but no, I'm not that person.
Wow. Well, kudos to you for not defending yourself because I don't think I would have made it because I've always wanted to. Okay, so one of my things I think you know is about me. I don't want what I said to be turned around or flip. I don't like. I'm not a liar. My
Right.
husband. I remember one day my husband said she'll hurt your feelings before she lied to you. He said she's
Right.
not lying. And so when people tell something that's not true, it gets to me. I feel like I need to say because I don't lie. Like I don't lie. Like so, there's like Angie. No matter what you say to them, they're gonna go with this narrative. This person likes to make up stories. They like to do whatever.
Mhm.
Well, I was ready to knuckle you up.
I'm glad you did. But yeah, so the transition of, dealing with the blended family and going through that, and then we finally get into a rhythm of things, right?
Mm-hmm.
The older two are out of the house. We have the youngest. We're doing all the volleyball, all that stuff. And that's who I am. I'm Latoya, volleyball mom. And
Mm.
he's a volleyball dad, and we do a lot of traveling with her and all of that. And then one day she's gone to Howard. We leave her at Howard, and I come home to essentially an empty house.
An empty house. It
Empty
was. It,
house.
you had two like two people leave at everybody left at once essentially.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I can remember I walked outside. I had some friends over, and I walked outside. They came to visit, and they brought their dog. And I walked outside, and I was walking Lola, my dog, and I just sat down under, the tree right behind my house, right over here. I just sat down up under that tree, and I just bawled. Like, I
I
don't
knew
know.
you. I knew it was gonna happen because I saw. I was like, oh, this baby's not gonna make it.
I'm trying to figure out life, figure out who I am, who am I, what do I like? Because
Right.
everything that I did was wrapped in a revolved around being a mom, being a wife.
Yes.
And now I got to figure out who I am. So you know what? I started taking myself on dates. I started going out to the farmers market by myself.
You went out of the country.
I did.
Reason
I
I
did.
remember it. I remember because I have FaceTime screenshots of those clouds, and then you in the corner. I was like, so for anybody who does not know, I am in love with clouds, and it's because of this young lady right here. I took a couple road trips with her, and she would talk about she loved clouds, and I started to look, and yeah, I promise you, I felt like I just saw God hand in the clouds, like he would just. It looked like he was just placing them. It
Yep.
was a portrait that you can't even. I don't know. It was so beautiful. So I started to collect pictures of clouds, and she went. Where were you at? Argentina. Where were you?
Costa Rica.
Costa Rica. And baby, let me tell you, if I could have pulled that picture, it looked like she was sitting on the clouds.
I literally was walking in the clouds. And you know how they say the cloud, when it rains, the clouds roll in? This mountain is literally situated up so high that it's in the clouds. And every day it would rain. And so 1 minute is clear, and all you see is the open, clear, beautiful greenery, beautiful sky. And then next thing you know, it's dark and the clouds are coming towards us. And so
Yes.
one night I was getting ready to go to dinner, and I'm like, oh, it's foggy. So I got to the restaurant, and I said, it's so foggy. And the guy said, those are the clouds. And it
Wow.
didn't dawn on me until the next day. And I'm
That you were
like,
in the clouds.
I'm literally walking. And that's when I think we FaceTime. And
Well,
I'm
you
like,
you FaceTime me. I'm just gonna say thank you now because you FaceTime me a couple of times because you knew that I would appreciate. First of all, I wanted to check on you because you went by yourself. This is diabolical to me, but you FaceTime me when you went on the hike and you
oh, yeah.
and showed me the cloud. I was just like, I think I was about to break my phone screenshot in Jesus. I was like, you went out on the your little patio, whatever it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Girl, I felt serene watching you.
Yeah, that was during a time after my grandma passed. And that was another season where I was dealing with a lot. And that's where, when I look back now, hindsight 2020, when all the perimenopause stuff started. So it was like the
Oh,
perfect
really?
storm. All of these things happened all at once. And girl, I felt like I was losing my mind. But it was dealing with grief. It was dealing with the transition of life, and it was dealing with these hormonal changes that was happening with in the beginning of perimenopause. And
When did your grandma pass?
I never can remember the year. I think it was 21 or 22. I have a cup that I go and I look at,
I
and
feel like somebody passed for me around that same time. I couldn't remember when it. I don't remember what it was though.
I can never remember the year. I know the date, but I can never remember the year. It was either 2021 or 22. If I look back at
Mm,
the pictures, I could tell you the exact
right.
year. And with that, I was just like, I had a conversation with Tamar. I don't know if you remember, but I was never home. I was always gone because Marcellus was traveling, and I just didn't want to be home. So I was in DC as much as I could.
You was gone every 5 minutes. I was like, girl, I call you be like, oh, I'll be home tomorrow. Then I call you tomorrow. You be like, oh, I'm leaving out. Wait a minute. I thought you just got home. I was like,
I
did you even wash your drawers?
just listen. That's one thing I got enough of, but I just didn't want to be home,
You
and
got
so
enough of everything. You got a beautiful closet.
Thank you. That's my favorite room in the house. But
Color coordinated, y'all. She is one of those people that everything in her office and her closet will make you feel like that you need to get your life together. But go ahead.
if I show you a picture of my closet, you're like, okay,
Listen, even the time you went there, you said it's a mess. I was like, if
I'm
this
like,
is a mess, look, if
I'm gonna
this is a mess, I was like this.
listen. I'm gonna take a picture of my closet, and you're gonna be like, okay, friend. All right, friend. Because
So,
whenever I'm dealing with, whenever it's a lot going on inside, it shows in my external environment, and it's usually my office or my closet. And my closet is a mess right now. So the trip to Costa Rica, I was talking to Tamar, and I was just like, I just feel like I need to go on. In the movies you see the rich white ladies on the beach,
yes.
covers on their eyes, and they just relaxing. I said, I'm gonna go on a white lady retreat.
Did you say a white lady retreat?
I did. I said, we're going
That's
to white lady.
hilarious.
And she was like, you
I
should
remember
come.
being so worried when you were talking about you going by yourself. I was
She was like,
so like, by
you weren't the
yourself?
only one. You weren't the only one. But I was determined. And I know that this is where I was supposed to be because it kept coming back up. And I didn't have any fear. And maybe I was just crazy, but I didn't have any fear
I'm gonna go
of
with
God.
that one. Go ahead.
But I had no fear. And whenever I would start researching something, another one, I would always end up back at this one. And the place I went to is called the Retreat at Costa Rica. And I just kept coming back to this place. And I told a couple friends, and they were like, we going with you. And I'm like, no, nobody can go, or I need to go by myself. And my aunt, so much so, when I told her, she has a friend who has family in Costa Rica. Her family went to check out the place for me.
Oh wow.
So that my aunt would have peace of
Peace of
mind about
mind,
me.
right.
And
Thank you,
so
Auntie.
and so I knew I was gonna be fine. I it came at a place where I needed that.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was expecting. I had no expectations.
Right.
I just knew I needed to go. And people were like, you excited? It wasn't even an excitement. It was just like, I gotta get here. But it wasn't until the
It
second
was a
time that I
release
went
you
back.
needed, right?
It was. But it wasn't until the second time that I went that I could truly appreciate it. Because then I was in the thick of grief and just trying to survive. And they took such good care of me. They knew what I needed. I didn't even have to say nothing.
You were so it's funny. This how you know when you really love people. Cause I just to see you so sad broke my heart because there's nothing you can't fix that. You
Yeah.
grief like Cedric going through his grief losing his sister, suddenly. Girl, just see him there just looking like it was an empty shell of himself. And I saw that in you. That's heartbreaking because there's nothing I can do to fix that.
Yeah, it was like I don't know if they have this store where they have all these funny gadgets and these little things that people put on their desk. And one of them is like this glass cylinder that has marbles at the top. And there's these sticks that if you pull the stick, the game is to see who can get the most sticks out without the marbles falling. And so I'll see if I can find it. But I felt like somebody pulled all those sticks and all the marbles just
Just went
scattered.
everywhere.
And I'm frantically trying to, pick everything back up, and I just couldn't. And it was a lot. It was a lot. My grandmother, I love my mom, and my mom, our story. We didn't have the best relationship growing up, but we have an amazing relationship now. But my grandmother's,
Yeah, that's your girl.
yeah, that was my girl. And to be there when she passed, both my grandmas passed with me, like literally with me.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I think it's because of your calling and occupation. I don't think I could do that.
look, I didn't want to do it. I didn't have a choice. It was chosen for me. My grandmother, she got home at 9 o'clock. I think she got home at like 8 something. I got there at 9:20. My grandma took her last breath. So she literally waited for me to get there.
Waited for you.
She waited for me. And I was the last one to get there, me and my husband and Tamar. But that trip was so needed. I'm ready to go back.
Well, you better take me when you go back. You not leaving me this time. I need to be in the
Listen,
clouds too.
listen. So that retreat is my retreat. I can't go back there with nobody. We can go somebody else. We go somewhere else.
I don't
So
know,
you're
but I don't
going.
know if it's gonna. I don't know if be in the clouds like that. I won't. I'm here. I'm here for the clouds. I don't even care about the retreats. I'm here for being in the clouds.
Listen, I'm being a little selfish with that one. No, I'm not gonna be selfish, but
You can be
I think
selfish.
that
I
would
never
be.
go by
I
myself.
think that would
I ain't
be
going by myself. I'm not you. I ain't never old.
this. I think that would be a great place to go. But there's no phones. There's no TVs.
Say what now?
There are no phones and there are no TVs. No, ma'am.
I think I'm frozen.
And they have different packages. So the last time I was there, or was the first time I was there? I can't remember. There was a couple next to me doing the Naked and Afraid challenge.
Say what?
They were doing the Naked and Afraid challenge, and they were in their 70s. So they were on like this wellness. It's a wellness retreat, so they have different packages or whatever. So all they were
Naked.
doing like they they were naked.
You
So
saw 'em?
I didn't see them. The lady forewarned me. She said, "We're doing the Naked and Afraid challenge." I said, "Okay, what is that?" She said, "We're doing that package." She said, "Yeah, we don't wear clothes. We don't come out our room for 10 days. They bring
They'll
us
come
all
out their
of our
room.
stuff. They don't come out their room. They bring them all of they were on like a liquid diet. Then they did a fast. They did a detox, a liquid diet, and then juices, and then slowly veggies until they worked their way up to food. And I think they were there for like 21 days. But she warned me, and I was like, okay. But there's different things that you can come for wellness. You can come for different things. Me, I just needed to go and get there.
I won't be naked and afraid, and I don't want no juice and boo boo is what they had. Juice and boo boo. That's what that was. A cleanse. That was juice and boo boo.
We said have some juicy booties.
Juice and boo boo. You know they butt was blowing up. They were beatboxing.
But you go and you get what it is that you needed, and I didn't know what I needed. But when I got there, God had everything in place that I needed there.
Me and you said we was gonna take a girls trip. We ain't took one yet.
No, we haven't. We need to
I
plan
mean,
it.
what? Look, although we
We
did take a
did.
trip, that was
Oh,
different.
that don't count.
Although that was the best road trip we had.
That
I
was.
mean, very bad. This computer got 5,000 million, 111 songs, and we went through every genre. We were saving ratchet and classical and everything all at the same doggone time. I was like,
We
how
had,
we went through? We went back down memory lane, everything.
we did. We had the best road karaoke.
Yeah, you hear me? But we both were singing. Listen. It was either solo or a duet or it was a choir. We didn't care what it was.
Yeah, but we
But
do
you
have.
know what though? What I value is that you can't get on the road with everybody because people get on your nerves in the car. I want it my way. I want this. I want that. I don't want this. I don't want to eat this. We were both pretty easy. Like, what you want? What you want? No, it didn't really matter. Like, we weren't like, no, I gotta have this. I got it. It was so like, I don't know. It was amazing. I'm gonna tell you. I still remember. Of course, the ending
Oh yeah.
was not the best because of Trayvon Martin. Verdict came back that night, and they hacked your card. They hacked your card. You ain't had no
Listen,
card. That was a
we all in
mess.
Panama City, ain't got no money.
It
Like,
was
we
the
need to get
worst.
home. It was a mess. It was a mess.
Yes. Well, we was in the people hotel about to tear the stove up.
Listen,
But God, ha,
listen. They fed us. We was able to get some food to bring home, and they gave me cash so that we can.
yes,
Because
yes,
ain't no way in the world.
right. You know,
But
locked all my cars.
yeah, yeah.
So let's talk about. You said you were going. You started perimenopause. During that time, what were your symptoms? What you said start? What happened?
So I'm gonna throw this out because I recorded a podcast earlier today with my sister, and I was doing some research, and I'm doing some courses on that just to make sure I'm well versed in that whole perimenopause, menopause, because that I see women who are going through that in my practice, and women can be in perimenopause anywhere from 4 to 8 years. 4 to 8 years. I was like, say what now? So when I
Say
go
what?
back,
Say what now?
so
Four
when
to eight
I
years.
4 to 8 years, and a lot of that, those early years, you don't know. You think it's stress, right? Because if you think about it, transitioning tomorrow to college, dealing with all the being an empty nester, all of that stuff, the death of my grandmother, I'm dealing with all this all at one time. The hot
Four
flashes
to eight
start
years.
4 to 8 years, and it
I don't
varies.
know if God is pleased.
It varies for everybody. Everybody's not going to have that, but just the span potential. And so I started having hot flashes, and I had COVID. And me, I was having the fevers and all this stuff. But then I got over COVID, and the hot flashes never left. So I'm thinking it's a late effect of COVID.
Right.
But there was and this was before I left to go to Costa Rica. I went to go get coffee and get a gift card from my colleague who was covering for me. And I went to Dunkin' Donuts because that's one of her favorite places. And I ordered me a coffee and some other stuff. And I'm standing there with the coffee in my hand. And I'm on the phone, but not realizing that I got the coffee in my hand. So I'm like this. Yeah, girl. Mm-hmm. And I'm just standing there waiting on my coffee. Meanwhile, the coffee in my
You
hand.
wait. You waiting on the coffee that's in your hand?
The coffee in my hand. And so she's like, well, what's going on? I'm talking to her. I say, I'm waiting for my coffee. They still haven't given me my coffee. And I see people coming in and leaving, and I'm getting a little upset because where's my coffee? And the guy say, honey, what you waiting on? I said, I'm waiting on my coffee. He said, I thought we gave it to you. I said, no. So me not knowing, I got this coffee, the phone like this. The man gives me another one. Now it's a large. I walk out the store. I get to my car. I don't have any free hands to open the door. So I put this coffee, the one that I had, on top of the car. And I look, I'm like, I said, girl, I got this coffee in my hand the whole time. I'm gonna call you back. Because now I really think I'm losing it. How did I know? Not only did I have the coffee in my hand, but I done opened the straw. I put the straw in there and I done been sipping on this coffee the entire time that I'm getting upset. So brain fog, forgetting things, the mood swings, insomnia was horrible. I couldn't sleep. It was just crazy. And it was like it all hit me at one time. And
So how do you know when it's just how do you know when it's perimenopause and not just losing your mind?
well, so and I'm probably telling TMI. So I had a endometrial ablation. So I had not had a cycle for years. So that wasn't one of the indicators for me. Because usually women begin to see changes in their cycle, right? And so for me, that wasn't one of the things that I was experiencing. But when I look back now, the hot flashes, it wasn't COVID. Those were hot flashes because I had entered and started the process of perimenopause. And the brain fog, I'm contributing it to the stress, right? But move forward a year, I'm going through therapy, I'm really going through the process of healing and all that stuff, but these symptoms are still here. So, but those are the big things that I experienced, along with, Miss Happy wasn't too happy with me all the time, and all the dryness, and yeah.
Woo, thank God I ain't got that dryness, girl. We wet over here.
Listen, it was like somebody turned the faucet off, like just broke the thing. I'm like, wait, what the heck? So, we had to figure some things out, but a lot of women deal with that, and they don't. It messes with your confidence, right? It does, and I'm grateful and I'm happy, excited for the ones who don't have to deal with that, but for those who do, just trying to be okay with the changes that are happening in your body. I've never had a belly, and when I show people my little belly, they're like, girl, please. But for those who know me, my stomach has always been just right. Well, I got this show
off. My stomach has always been flat.
I got this little pudge. Listen, I'm 6'1", right? Hey,
I'm 6 foot.
minus what? Negative what? How tall are
So
you? 6'5" 1.
I'm 5'5". You tried me. Now you don't went too far,
Okay,
ma'am.
I'm gonna give
To
you
my
an extra
five
little
one.
4 inches.
Look, you don't went too far to my 5'1".
I'm gonna give you a little extra couple inches. I'm gonna let you have that 5'5". But
Well, actually, I'm 5'5.5", but Cedric will never let me claim my half.
yeah, no, we can't put that 5.5 on there. Whatever.
Well, my okay, so with so I wasn't sure what was happening to me because me with my rheumatoid arthritis and all the medicine I was taking for that, they have side effects.
Mm-hmm.
And so I didn't know which one was, but I started having these hot flashes. Girl, it was like somebody turned the heater on.
Listen, and mine will start right here. Like somebody just turned on the inferno in my whole
Oh,
head
and I
and
had
face.
one, I got Harriet. Let me tell you about Harriet. Harriet is my right armpit. It is a funky armpit. It be going through the struggle. So I was in the car one day. So I'm very keen on smells. Anybody know me? I always smell good. My house smell good. If you I met you, I'm a smell person. So I'm talking I'm like, who is that? Who smelled that? I'm trying to, and I'm like, somebody need to bathe. And I did something, and I said, it's me. And then I did my other armpit. It wasn't that. Harriet smelled so bad. I went and got in the shower, washed Harriet. Well, first of all, I sprayed alcohol. Got in the shower with Dial soap. If you know anything about Dial, it's antibacterial. Washed it, came out. It was still stank. I said, "Oh, Harriet, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. We will not have a funky armpit. I can't do
Listen,
that. Listen.
what?
I'm the person that can go without putting deodorant on. So for me to not, girl, this armpit, girl, it listen, it smelled like death. That's the only way I can tell you.
Oh,
It wasn't even a regular smell. It smelled like I worked out, stopped, worked out again, and took a bath, and I was 12 years a slave. And girl, listen, I was
listen,
sweat.
hold on, hold on,
I
hold
was
on,
having night sweats too.
hold on. How did you come up with the name Harriet?
Cause you know, I just like I've been walking with my weight on my shoulder. I felt like I got eyes in the back of my. I felt like it was a struggle. This was a struggle armpit. This
Oh,
thing was going through.
wow.
Juneteenth was for Harriet.
Oh,
Girl, listen, I used to have my youngest son, Mari, will be, and Mari have the strongest body odor ever. And so I used to buy him specialty deodorant, and we would, we do all the whole thing. Baby, when none of that wasn't working for Harriet, I was saying, like, I know you lying.
wow.
So, girl, listen, and it happened a couple times. And this when I've been leaning my arm, and I was just like this, oh my God.
Mhm.
It's so bad. It's all in my clothes. So even by wash under my armpit, it smelled like inside somebody behind. I was like, "What is happening?" It's just the right armpit. Then I found out for other people when I started talking about it. I was doing the videos about it. I was so embarrassed. I had to do the video. People started saying my right armpit or my left arm. I was like, I mean, is the hormones coming to one side? Dr. Wells, help me. I had a funky armpit. This is
So,
Harriet.
so every woman experiences something different, and that's why when it comes to like treatment of it, it has to be a personalized approach because it's not a cookie cutter. Because you may not deal with insomnia, you may not deal with the hot flashes. Well, you may have other things that's going on, but I think having those conversations and talking about it and being brave enough to talk about it. Um, and being brave enough to talk about it and not being ashamed, right? Because
But you know the thing, what the most frustrating me is nobody had any answers. You remember you and I talked about that. Even the doctors, like I left my doctor's office asking about it, and even to this day, feel like I don't know one thing. Like your videos has been helping me, and I thank you for taking the time to do the research. To because I was talking to my sister, I was like, these doctors don't know nothing. They just circuit out their closet, sir. He my mom's closet. I'm at my parents' house, y'all. You want your godmom house because you don't know that. Get up here. Watch the toy. Come up here. You want to get?
Hey, sir.
Come on. He think I'm gonna do something to him, so he's jump around. Sir,
Oh,
come on. Come on. Oh, he might knock the table over. Oh, Jesus.
oh, hey, sir. This my god baby, y'all. My god doggy. Hey,
He ain't gonna
sir.
sit still. Here. Your god dog a crackhead. Listen,
Oh,
sir. Sir. Okay, you can go now. He don't like sit still.
mm-mm.
So I think the most confusing part is I hear people talk on and we're getting misinformation because and I'm not sure how this works, but I feel like people give you cookie cutter answers for perimenopause. You and I both talked about not feeling like we any more the wiser.
Right,
I can't leave my doctor's office feeling sad. I've had that happen quite a few times. Feeling like, what was me?
right. And as a healthcare provider, um, I never want my patients to feel the way that I felt when I left those appointments.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, there has to be something else. So I just started doing the research for myself and, getting the education and talking to people. And when I
Right.
began to open my mouth and talk to people is when I was like, okay, so I'm not the only one dealing with this because
Right.
my mom and
I'm
my
not the one with one funky armpit, but go ahead.
nobody told me about any of this stuff, right? So, and in my mind, this is all what old ladies deal with. Like,
Listen, and I thought that they turned into Satan, like the head start, like exorcism, because they made like when you talk about menopause, you thought my head starts spinning around.
yeah, because they were hot and bothered and hormones all over the place and didn't have no
But
resolution.
nobody told me that. You just thought that menopause mean they went crazy.
They were going crazy. If you think about it, think back to the aunties and all the people that was dealing with that
But
stuff.
everybody wasn't mean to it. Some people were
No,
like the devil.
everybody wasn't, but again, it just depends on how it impacts you. And doing my research,
Mm-hmm.
my mind was just blown. So the intensity of hot flashes and the length of time that a woman has hot flashes impacts their cognitive state. It impacts their cognition. And
Mm.
the women who deal with this most are Black and brown women.
Really?
So when they say the angry Black woman, she mad and angry because her hormones all over the place and she can't get nobody to help her.
You know, I feel like I'm confused. I don't feel angry. I feel confused. You know how Color Purple said, "How you feel, Miss Sophia? Confused."
But no, I'm saying when I would think of like my friend's mama who was mad and angry all the time. Well, she
Right.
was probably going through menopause and perimenopause and didn't know what to do with it, right? And so I think
Is there
now,
something to do?
yeah, there's a lot that we can do. But let me tell you, after I left those appointments and I started doing my research and I started talking to people, I was introduced to a functional medicine nurse practitioner. And I
Functional
started
medicine nurse practitioner. What is that?
functional medicine nurse practitioner. It's functional medicine, meaning they look at you as a whole person and they treat the symptoms. They treat you.
Mm.
They look at the blood work. They look at the diet. They look at all the things, the whole person, mentally, psychologically, spiritual. It just depends on the person that you go to, but that's just so happens to be my provider. But we functional medicine providers look at different ways of treating you. And
Mm.
when I tell you, difference in night and day. I'm taking hormone replacement therapy. I'm on estrogen. I don't take that testosterone because I'm naturally hairy, and when them hairs start popping up on that chin, I'm like, we ain't doing this no more. Yeah, nah. Nope. I say, listen, I got a whole beard over here.
I'm not dealing with you today. I'm not. I
I
am
got a
not
whole
dealing
beard.
with you.
Listen, I said, I can't do
Uh-uh.
this one now. We can't.
That's
So
hilarious.
we just had to tweak it. We just had to tweak it. And so instead of taking it every day, I take it maybe every other day or something like that. And then the progesterone. So my levels were just kind of very depleted, and not just
But
those levels.
what test should they take? I mean, I know I'm interrupting, but I got excited now.
No,
What test do they test for? Like, what do they look for? Like, I don't know what to do. I need some help.
so the standard test you do, like your complete metabolic panel, which looks at like all of your electrolytes, all of that stuff, your blood levels, your CBC, your iron levels, all of that stuff. Because a lot of women deal with fatigue. They are, have low energy. So you want to make sure, are they bleeding heavy? Is that what's causing them to feel like they can't get up in the morning because they bleeding out everywhere,
Mm-hmm.
because of the heavy periods that could come. So, but
Mm-hmm.
hormone related, there are specific hormones that should be looked at, and that's your testosterone level. That's the estrogen, but there's different types of estrogen. You have the estriol, you got the estradiol. So there's a bunch of different ones that they
Well, I'm
look
not
at.
that smart. Don't be telling me all them
Right.
things.
And so when I went to my GYN, she did 3 little tests and called told me I was postmenopausal. And I was like, what?
You said post?
Post. That was what the girl told me. And I said, huh? She
Say
said,
what
yeah,
now?
you're postmenopausal. I said, okay, what am I supposed to do with this information? And she said, well, you can make an appointment if you'd like. And that was in that moment. I said, no, I'm not making an appointment to come back for that, because the response was, you can have a hysterectomy. And I'm like, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. So went to the functional medicine nurse practitioner who just looks at things differently. And there's functional medicine physicians, nurse practitioners. I just happened to go find a nurse practitioner who's amazing.
Right.
And we talked, we developed a plan. She looked at all the things, looked at my medical history, all that stuff. And we developed a plan that works great for me. And I think women are, and one of the things that just happened, just blew my mind the other day. The FDA removed the black box warning for hormone replacement therapy. So for years, women were afraid to take some of these medicines because of some of the bad things that they heard. And again, with everything, anybody can have a side effect or, adverse effect to any medication. But that just kind of opens up the thought process that, like, okay, there is stuff that we can do that's going to help,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And so hopefully the women and the providers who've been afraid to offer these to their patients will now have this newfound sense of knowledge and confidence to provide help that's already has been here available for us.
Well,
So
I'm
it's
gonna have to, I'm gonna have to get with you to get what because we both had the same feeling, like almost feeling dismissed.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I only thing that's happened with that particular doctor that I feel when I left, like I felt sad. They were like, "Why you look sad?" I feel sad. You make me sad. I don't know. So I don't like feeling sad when I leave. Even if I have a diagnosis of something, I never felt sad.
Right.
Not
And
like that.
here's the thing. As women going through this process, a lot of women feel like it's the end. I can't have babies no more. I don't feel as feminine as I used to anymore. And that's a lot to deal with in and of itself. And then to go to a provider and like you said, I hate leaving that feeling doom and
Yeah.
gloom.
Yeah.
Right. And so we're already dealing with enough. We need providers who are empathetic and who are going to sit and listen to us, and
Absolutely.
who will help find solutions to what we're dealing with. Now, me, I can't take the standard estrogen and the other ones that were the older generation because they
What's the
could.
side effect of estrogen?
So depending on the person and depending on what they're dealing with, I can tell you for me, if I couldn't take birth control pills,
Mm.
and I took them for years and didn't know that it was putting me at high risk for stroke. I used to have, remember those really bad migraines I used to have,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
complex neurological migraines, and my migraines looked as if I was having a stroke. And I had aura. So anybody who has a migraine with aura should not take any estrogen-based medicines
A migraine with what?
with an aura. So it's like I would get squiggly lines, and it would just be one eye. There would be like these squiggly lines, and it's my brain telling me, okay, we getting ready to have them. It's a warning.
Oh wow.
It's a warning to let me know that hey, you getting ready to have this migraine. And a lot of times I would be so busy that I wouldn't pay attention to the
The
warning,
signs.
and then it would
Right.
go into the full fledged migraine where I can't talk. I got the numbness on one side, but I literally would look like I'm having a stroke. And so because of that, um, it was advised that I didn't take any type of estrogen based medication. But they have bioidentical hormones out that are not the it's a different combination or makeup from the ones that were out in the market a long time ago. So there's so many different options. There's the different pills, you have the patches, you have the creams, you have the capsules, there's some injectables when it comes to like testosterone. So it just depends, but there's a lot
What
of
does that? What does testosterone do?
so testosterone is like the male hormone.
I know that,
But
and hence the deep voice your friend got.
but women have it as well, and so it's like a delicate balance within our bodies with the testosterone, the estrogen, and the progesterone. And so like for me, I started losing muscle mass, and
Mm,
the testosterone is what helps to maintain that muscle mass, as well as eating and making sure I'm
right.
taking in all the protein and stuff that I need. But for me, that's what the testosterone was doing for me. Other
Okay.
than that, giving me all this hair, I think it helped with my hair growth, but I don't need the hair on my face.
You're having a cute friend. I'm gonna tell you that on your videos. You're
It's
having a cute friend.
listen,
Yes, you're
I
having a
started
cute friend.
having I started having, I've always, the front of my hair has always been finer and thinner, but I literally was like, felt like I was going bald. But since I've been on the hormone replacement, it started to thicken up again. So the hair loss and all that stuff, those are hormones that we need, let alone thinking about our bone health and our heart health. The estrogen is
Wow.
protective of our hearts. And so
Wow.
you see women who go through perimenopause and menopause, then all of a sudden their risk for heart disease shoot up. They start having heart attacks and strokes because they don't have that protective mechanism anymore from estrogen and those hormones that help us.
You
And
know, when
men
I was
have been taking testosterone for years.
really,
Yes, men have been taking testosterone replacement for years.
I know
And
that.
yes, so
You know that when I was pregnant with the triplets, they told me my voice would go back to normal after because it was much deeper than this. If you think it's deep, it was on the floor. It was very white, and they said once I had the kids, my babies, it would go back to normal. Well, it lightened up, and they said my blood work said it went back to normal, but my voice didn't go back to normal. And they were talking about one time giving me estrogen, but they were like it went back to normal. So I was like, they can't do nothing. Got me up here sounding like Barry White all the time.
well, some women who start testosterone as a replacement because they're deficient in it, they do notice changes in their voice. And is we don't know if it's going to be permanent or if it's temporary. You just don't know.
So
But you can
testosterone
also
is it a
testosterone.
pill, injection? What is it?
So the testosterone that I've seen is either cream. The one I use is a cream. I just rub it on my wrist at night. Make sure I rub it in really well. And then there's some injectable forms of testosterone as well. So there's
Mm,
there's a lot of
we might have to. I know I don't need no testosterone. I need something that's gonna make my voice light. I need to go back.
well, that's the service that I'm offering now with Wells Legacy Health and Wellness. I have not
I was gonna tell her.
partnered.
So listen. I gotta get your Hold on, let me see if I can find your thing. Cause I need to put so she didn't put doctor. Y'all heard me refer to her as Dr. Wells. She has her practice, and let me tell you, my friend is thorough. Friend or not, she is not gonna shortcut. She is not the person that'll be like, oh, okay, I'll just give you whatever. No, she been ask you a million questions. Okay, so you have a knot. So is a knot hard? Is it by your booty? Like she been ask you a bunch of questions, and you're not. And then she like, okay, and even if you try to go around the corner, she's like gonna go back to it. Very thorough. I remember we were on a couples retreat, a black love retreat, and somebody blood pressure, somebody eye was red and something. This girl went to the car, got her that's what's going with called. And baby, she was in there checking blood pressure and checking the heart rate. I was like, she's serious about this thing. It's in the car, the whole kit.
Yeah, it stays in my car.
I know now. After 17,000 years, I know you done got surgery before. I laugh. I said, she will get you right together. She don't care nothing about your feelings. She like, okay, that's cool, but I'm gonna check this.
Yeah, because you could be mad at me in the live.
It- that part. But see, that's the thing. Not just in health. That's in friendships.
Yeah.
You want somebody that's gonna tell you the truth, even if it hurts your feelings, if it's gonna make you better.
Right.
So
Yeah.
we are in this transition. I'm gonna put your stuff up there in a second. But one of the things now is finding out who we are
Right.
as mothers of adult children, as wives of husbands that are gone quite frequently. My husband's not out of town, but because I work a steady shift and he works, like right now, he was working, he coaches, so he had basketball practice and he had to go back to work. So I'm at my parents' house, but I would just be alone, me and the dog.
Mhm.
And if you ask me what I like, I don't know. And it's sad, but my life has been for the last 30 years has been children.
Right.
So like, back in the day, I was, oh, I like to go skating. I like to do this. I don't know what I like to do. So, look, Dr. Wells, Latoya, whichever version of you want to answer this, how do you find what you like now?
Um, and remember I was telling when Tamar left, I just would go out and do stuff and try and figure out what I like. And there were things that I would do for years that I was like, I really like this. And then I found out, well, I don't like that. And that came also a transition in my relationship with my husband because now
Mm,
I'm coming into who I am as a person. Because mind you, I've been a parent since 17, you know, so I got to learn me when I was in my early 40s, who I was and what I truly like. And is you just got to go out there and try things.
yes.
Reading books and social media is amazing. It'll put all these different things out in front of you. You just go out and try them. And that's what I did. I learned to enjoy my own company because before being by myself was not something I was always surrounded by people. And so I take myself to the movie. I go out to eat by myself. I'll get on my bicycle and ride. I go out the country by myself. and so
She is
you
very bold by herself. I ain't gonna lie to you.
and so
Bolder than
you
that everything I could be.
you just have to try different things and each week set a plan for something different that you want to try, and you don't know if you like it until you try it.
Right.
And is it going to be awkward? Is it going to feel weird? Yeah, but you won't know until you actually step out there and do it. So get your bucket list of, like, I literally wrote down in my journal all the things that I wanted to try, different places. You remember you got mad at me when I went to that one place, Devil's Den.
Yeah, you got no because I told you about that place and I was going and we were going to go together and you left me. That's why I was mad because you left me because I still have not been. So it's not that you went, it's that I told you about it and you went without me.
Listen, I wasn't even trying to find Devil's Den. I was
Well,
trying
you
to
should have
find the
found me too.
I was going to the botanical gardens, and Devil's Den is literally in the next driveway. So it wasn't like I planned that day to go to Devil's Den. I just happened to go to the botanical garden, and
What
I was
part of
like,
this thing you think is make
oh,
what part of this you think make me feel better?
I don't know, but I'm trying to rationalize. I'm trying to rationalize, but I'm saying, let me divert. Let's move on because I need my friend to like me. Don't be out there tooting your lips out. But
Because
serious,
I
no
still ain't
serious.
been. You know where I am going tomorrow?
Where?
That I've been wanting to go for years. That in Claremont there's that sunflower patch.
The Southern Hills Farm.
Have you been?
Yes, it's
I'm going.
beautiful. You're gonna
I'm
have
going.
fun.
Well, sunflower is my favorite flower,
Yes.
and so I was supposed to go for Mother's Day, and then I ended up getting put on the schedule to preach, so that didn't go well. And so me and Chanel's supposed to go. Cedric was supposed to go, but I don't think he's gonna go because he has some other stuff doing. So if you're free, it'll be around 1 or 2 o'clock. But I just want to go and take a couple pictures and just
It's
step in.
beautiful. It's really pretty, and there's more
If
flowers
you
out.
really love me to make up for leaving me from Devil, then you probably should go.
I'll let you know. I'll
Look, look,
let
look,
you know.
look, look. If you really look, since you left me for the Devil's Den, which sounds so bad, the Devil's Den sounds so bad. Did you actually dive?
I did. It
How
was
was it?
it was now it's freezing cold. And you know me, I'm such a germaphobe. I didn't because I didn't prepare to go. I had to use their snorkeling stuff that they had there and trust that they was gonna clean it well enough. So the whole time I got this thing in my mouth, I'm like, Lord, don't have me get herpes and then all this stuff. I don't know who mouth done been on this or where that mouth been, Jesus.
Especially you, especially you.
But because I didn't prepare, and I just happened to have some shorts and I had a bathing suit in my car, but it wasn't like I had put that
A
stuff there.
bathing suit in your car.
I did. It was in a bag
What
in
other
my
stuff
car.
do you have in your car? Because you got a whole medical kit in your car. Now you got a
Well,
bathing suit and some shorts. What you got in your car,
well,
ma'am?
I clean my trunk out now. I don't keep everything in there just in case. But I don't know why the bathing suit was still in the bag in the car. But anyway,
That's
it was
hilarious.
cold, and I did dive. I did go in there, and it was so peaceful. Like you're,
Did you
I,
open your eyes underwater?
I did.
I want to
I
think
thought
about it.
I thought I was gonna drown because the water's coming in the thing because I didn't have the seal right, but I came back up. I
Don't die, Craig.
listen. I came back up and got it together,
That's
but
hilarious. Water coming
uh,
inside.
but it was so pretty. And then I'm laying on my back and I'm looking up, and there's a hole you're literally underground in the cave. And
Yeah.
so where the sinkhole opened up, I'm guessing there's a hole in the top, so all you see is the clouds. So I'm just laying there and I'm just floating, looking up. It was
Did you
beautiful.
take your phone?
I did. I had my phone in the little water thing. But then there was the snakes on the wall. So, but
They
it
were
was
real
fun.
snakes
Yes.
on the wall?
Yeah. You're in water. Like you in the water. You in nature. But there's like tunnels that
No, no. I think I've done. I'm not going. Snakes on
no
the wall.
that they're gonna go outside when you come. Yeah, it's like little critters on the wall. But it was
So
it was
you acting like snakes on the wall is normal.
it was one snake, Angela, one snake. But anyway, you don't be paying attention. Them snakes don't want you. They ain't
You
gonna
should
be
have
there.
told me that part. Like, you should have left that part
I'm
out.
sorry. I'm telling you, they won't be there when you go. It's gonna be too cold. They're gonna be nothing left.
They was there when you was there. And it was cold. So shut up,
But
man.
there's like people actually like who do diving. They dive and go into the tunnels in there. I'm too scared to do that.
Yeah, I see. I saw the pictures and the videos and stuff because people actually videoed it. So I was like, "Ooh, child, I don't know if I said it to him. He want to go to my, but I don't know if I'm gonna go into a tunnel now."
No, I wouldn't go in the tunnel. Now you know who does? Brandy dives. She does.
Does she?
She does like deep. Yeah, yeah. I don't know about that, but yeah.
I got asthma. I ain't diving nowhere like
But I'll
that.
let you
Look,
know. I'll let
look,
you know.
look! I can't use my hair like.
Not under the water, Brandy. It ain't gonna work out well.
I know about like that, so I don't want no. I don't want to play this game.
But
I don't
yeah,
want to like. I don't want to hold you to it. Like I just. I really. We have colored a lot, and I'm thankful for this conversation because I know that I'm gonna break it up in some clips and stuff. But somebody else needed to hear that they're not by themselves in this transition.
no.
Um, and we didn't even get a chance to cover it. We have to do a part two. We didn't get a chance to cover the now. We don't even know where we are now.
Look, if you look at that closet, you'll see. Oh yeah, she in transition.
Listen, if you show me your closet and it's a certain way, I'm be
Ooh,
like, friend,
ooh, friend. You gonna
what
be
you got
like,
going on?
friend. Mhm.
I'm so hungry, child. What am I gonna eat?
I just had some Nona's penicillin soup. It's amazing chicken noodle soup. You know the little stars. You know the stars in chicken soup. It's literally a homemade version of that.
Who got an infection? You keep trying penicillin. Who got an infection?
Nobody does, but it's like that Italian grandma soup that will knock out any cold or flu. Early in the day, my throat was hurting and I started feeling achy. And I know
My
I met
daughter invited me to come. I'm gonna see if she still got some soup. I mean, she made some
the
something
jambalaya you said
greens
with the
some
green.
junk. She said,
So yeah,
okay.
but it was fun talking with you, friend. And I'll let you
Mm,
know about tomorrow.
yes. I was just saying if you wanted to make up.
Okay. I'll let you know.
But then I'm trying to figure out the weather. Sean, like, what we gonna wear? They have cute pictures. I was like, really? Come on, I gotta have some nice pictures.
If it's gonna be cool, some jeans and a sweatshirt should be
Sean
fine.
said it wasn't gonna be. I said the weather said it'd be cool, but Sean said it wasn't. So I'm gonna look again.
So just in layers in case.
I gotta get me another pair of jeans. You know, your girl. Look,
Look at
I'm
you
finna.
getting fine, girl.
Oh Jesus, you see that? Hold on, don't judge me. Shut up, Toya. Oh my man, look at him.
Oh, girl. Look at you.
I would have
I
that
see.
D'Angelo V, but I don't.
Oh,
I ain't got my onesie Snapchat, so don't tell nobody. But
I'm
girl,
so
look at him. My britches ain't fitting right.
I'm so
And the
proud
words
of
of
you,
my daddy, my britches.
Bridges. I'm so excited for you. That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm ready.
We're gonna have to talk
I
about
got
that.
I want to be able to work out, but my right now my doctor want to do surgery on both of my hands because of this rheumatoid.
Uh-huh.
It had gotten better, so I'm just believing God is gonna get better because you ain't even have me right here. Each time I take a year for tell me you did surgery take a year for recover. What am I do a year with no thumb? Oop, oop, oop. No,
No, friend. Don't do that. Don't do that. No, ma'am.
it's
Mm-mm.
all both of them. You gonna do both my hands? Oop.
Well, he wants
Ooh,
to do first.
how you wipe? How you
Right?
wipe?
You
Child.
still have four other fingers that you get.
Yeah, now see, I don't do like that because I got nails. I would have a handful of
Oh
thank
yeah.
you. So my wiping is a little in vain, different, man.
Just gonna pray for healing and believe God for healing. He
Yes, we
did it
are.
before, so do it again.
You do it again. Thank God right now. Listen, I'm finna go. I appreciate you. I'm gonna break this down to some clips. You got some good stuff in here, and I will begin with you because I need to find out something about my life. Cause what, sir? Can you let me finish my life? He's so aggravating.
He said you've been on this thing for too long. He wants your
He
attention.
really have. You know that now that's my child. Where all your animals at?
They in the they're not really allowed up in the front of the house. They like to pee on my rug, and I like them, and I don't want to have to unalive them, so I just keep them separated. They pee on my rug, we gonna have a problem.
Well, he don't. He just like to be in your way. And just he just
You
sitting.
so
Look, he coming from you sitting there like this.
like, hey, what we doing? Yeah,
And
you
he
saw
follow
Lino
yeah, and guess
ponytails.
who he's Cedric friend now. He'll be saying he follow
Um,
Cedric everywhere. So y'all listen, Latoya, it's this wellslegacyandhealth.com is the website. She also has a Facebook page. She frequently goes live and does helpful tips. So please find her. If you need a thorough doctor, somebody that can care for you, that can talk to you, she does weight loss. Now she tell me she does stuff to help you with your hot flashes and your funky armpit, like I got. So me and Harry are gonna have to go talk to her. I know they do take insurance now, but the website has all the details. She can answer any questions for you. She's very patient. She's very kind. She is thorough. I'm telling you. And I just want you to know, me and Harriet coming to visit.
okay.
We're gonna have theme music coming. I've been
No,
walking.
ma'am. We won't be playing that.
I'm gonna play it when I walk in the door. You know I will. We gonna be or I'm gonna say Funky Cole Medina. Hey, play Funky Cole Medina. Look.
Uh-uh.
It ain't funky, but
She's
it
funky
might be
right now.
funky. It's funky adjacent.
Okay.
So we gonna
There we go.
all right, boom. I will talk to you later. Let me end this live, child. That is so when I end this live, I gotta do something on Instagram too, or will it end there too?
You have to go and end it. That's the only
Girl,
thing with
you got me doing too many things.